Morning, everybody. I am Meg, and welcome to the LovenStamps studio. You're watching Maker Mornings with Meg, and today's project features one of the new online exclusives that has not only a stamp set, so this is changing leaves, but also a hybrid embossing folder and matching dies. So lots of really cool possibilities for this. And the card layout that we're going to make features the Full of Life designer series papers, these pretty rainbow papers. So of course we've got our bright colors on today and a very cool fun fold. I got this fun fold idea from Jill Olson in a demonstrator swap, and she actually borrowed the idea from Elizabeth Price, an artisan design team stamper. So the idea has traveled a long way, but this version with the bright colors and the trees is my interpretation of that card. And I think you guys are gonna like this one. So lots of good colors. We have brayering, we have punching, we have a gift card holder, we have all of the things. And this is going to be a really great card. So let's go ahead and swap our cameras down and we'll get started. I'm gonna give you the cutting directions for this one. And so you are going to start with a piece of basic white thick cardstock for this one. You could use colored cardstock too. And I realized I don't have my ruler handy, so let me grab a piece of grid paper here. Okay, you can hear everything fall off the table onto the floor. Oh, we made it. Okay, so this is my basic white cardstock. It is 7 3/4. There's a good visual for you. 7 3/4 inches wide by 5.5 tall. And then I'm going to score at 2 1/2 inches here. And again, it's 6 3/4, okay? And that's going to give us our pieces for our card base. Now for the flap here, for the designer series paper, I trimmed from the top and the bottom, and this is 6 inches wide, and I have scored it at 2 inches from the end. So basically you're gonna score it at 4 inches. And the height is cut to match our card base here, so it's gonna be 5.5 inches tall. So 6 by 5.5, score at 2 inches from one end. We're gonna fold that 2-inch line, and then we're gonna use a circle punch to go ahead and punch just a little bit of a divot in there so that this is gonna be our gift card holder spot, okay? All right, so we're gonna use some tear tape because it's easy for you to see. I'm going to go ahead and tape down the edges here of our gift card holder. You could, of course, put anything you want in here. You could tuck photographs. You could, actually, that's kind of a fun idea. I have some photographs to mail, and maybe I'll do them like this with a little pocket card kind of thing. All right, so we've got that element. Now, how does this fit in here with our card base? It's very simple. I'm gonna fold on those 2 score lines that I've made, and then I'm gonna keep this small piece to the right side and the big piece to the left side here, okay? This pocket here is going to go in like this. And if you think about it, I want it to open like this, so the pocket's on the side, okay? So really pretty simple. And then I'm going to go ahead and put tear tape all along this edge. And you really wanna use tear tape, multi-purpose liquid glue, Snail or Seal Plus, that was a blast from the past. You want strong adhesive because you don't want this to pop out. Now I've got my layer here sort of aligned at the left and right side and popped down into that fold, and then all I'm gonna do is smush that over. And now we have an extra little panel here. Really simple, right? Okay, now the front of this card could use some extra bonus things. So I have a piece here of the designer series paper that I've trimmed to fit on the left and right panels. And so these pieces are going to be 2 inches, 2 1/4 inches for this one by 5 1/4. And then this one I think is 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. Let's just double check. Yep, there we go. 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm gonna use, because it's a little quicker, I'm just gonna pop some multi-purpose liquid glue on here. Live dangerously by putting it on the white part and not the layer that I'm sticking down. And I kind of like the green at the top. Okay. So the nice thing about the Designer Series papers is that you can mix and match within any package and have lots of great color coordinating choices. And you can also decide whether you want the fronts or the backs of things. There's lots of different possibilities, okay? So now we have this really fun, bright color here, which I think is a perfect match for our Changing Leaves stamps. These sort of lend themselves to fall because it feels like a fall stamp set, but feel free to be creative in however you decide to put these together. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stamp I'm gonna pop this on the bottom here. I'm gonna stamp a little leaf here on the inside of our card just to sort of carry our design. And then we're going to go ahead and do the designs for the front of our card. So this is where our hybrid embossing folder comes in. And oh, mine has cardstock trapped in it because I've been using it up a storm. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually start with our folder here and our brayer. So the Stampin' Brayer has just a very small amount of give to the rubber that's on it. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna skate on the top of the die or top of the folder and not get ink down into the cracks, which is just what we want. So I'm actually inking here the back reverse side, the one without the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. And we want just this one, I want this one little leaf over here. So I might over ink, just maybe I'll use the other pieces for something else. But our die is going to cut out 1, 2, 3, these 3 leaf sprays. Remember, the brayer has these little feet, so you can set it down on the counter or your table without getting everything inky. And once I've got that, then I'm going to actually put the die on the opposite side. You can only put it in one way. It'll only snap in one place. So there our die is snapped in. And then I'm gonna take my cardstock and pop this one over here and close this up. Now, a couple important things to note. One, make sure your cardstock does not go into the crack of the folder, okay? That's really stressful on these plastic folders. So you don't want your cardstock to go all the way here into this spine, okay? So you can see I've stopped short. And then once you close this folder, you gotta keep your hands on it because you don't want it to move. Sorry, chair noise. And then we're gonna step over here to our die cut machine and we're gonna use plate number 1 and we're going to use plate number 4. That's it for a hybrid embossing folder, okay? Platform, the die goes between the gray plate and the platform like this. And again, I'm just sort of keeping that all tight. Make sure the sides of your folder are inside the edges of your platform. You don't want your folder to stick out because it's going to get mashed up on the sides of the die cut machine, and that would just be sad. There would be unhappiness in the stamping world, and we don't want that. So, all right. So then we're going to take our folder, bring it back, and we'll switch our camera so that you can see the big reveal. What we've got here is our pieces here ready to go. So these are die cut and inked from the back. So they have that great leaf detail on them. Really pretty, right? Okay, and then we have our piece here. So lots of good possibilities for this. Now our folder and our die are just a little bit inky, so I take those to my sink and wash them off so that we have them you can use soap if you want to, but honestly the ink comes off really quickly. So now we're going to decorate the front of our card. And I have this pretty element that we've just made. And then remember that you can use the elements in the stamps without the dies, or with the dies, but without the folder. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp a leaf here in Petunia Pop, and then grab a die, line this up across here. One thing to make sure is that when you are die cutting like this, you might have to trim around. Make sure all of the edges of your die are inside the platform of your die cut machine, because if you have it sticking out and it goes through, it's gonna bend your die and you'll be sad. So we're gonna go ahead and die cut this, and through the magic of television, I have one ready to go. And then we're gonna need a greeting for our card. And I love the way these colors, you might guess, are taken here from the Designer Series paper so that they're a nice match. And so for greetings, there are some really great ones in Changing Leaves. You're amazing in every single way. Little note to brighten your day. Couldn't have done without you. Here for you and thank you. So great all-purpose things. And I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do a little note to brighten your day and stamp this here on our piece of basic white cardstock. And then because I love them so much, you have two options. You have the Changing Leaves dies, which also include all these other things. So you have the main die in here, plus all of these other pieces. This is all from the Changing Leaves. Did I say Changing Lives? You never know, it might change your life. Changing Leaves dies. But then I also, you guys know me, I am always pulling out my Everyday Details dies with all of these choices in it. So if you are using the leaves, feel free to grab that. But if you're doing something a little different, this is always a handy die set to have. And so I've got that die cut here through the magic of television. And we have those pretty little dots around the edge to use on our card. So, all right, let's go ahead and pop this on here. Now, there is a trick to this. You need to make sure that you put adhesive only on the side of your elements that attach to the main part of the card. You don't want to put adhesive here and here or your card won't open anymore. So we've got that set there, so it's going to be just on the one side. And then to make it easy for myself, I kind of like to arrange these kind of wherever I think I want them to go. And then I'll just pinch them together and add the Stampin' Dimensionals at the same time. So let's go ahead and pop this. I might put a die or a dimensional here at the intersection between the two so that they're sort of held in juxtaposition to each other. And then pull this across. Okay. So now I can add those to my card. So you could feel free to overlap the edge here and have, you know, your leaves popping out over this line, which would be kind of cool too. And I'll show you another version like that. But then we have some bling to add to our card. And for our bling, I have picked out the Tintle Gems 3-pack. So there's not a whole lot. You can tell how much I love these. There's also a green color that matches. But these are the perfect colors here to go with Full of Life. And so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to do the slide and stick method. So I'm going to slide to pick this up, and then I'm going to stick it on my card. So slide and stick. And let's see, I'll do one more. We'll have a set of 3, slide and stick. And we're going to strengthen our focal point, which is right here with our greeting. So I've just spread those little gems out there, and we have a really pretty gift card holder. Okay, so Changing Leaves, lots of fun. Let me show you a couple other samples of this card. And let's see, this one is done in a different color scheme. So this is using different papers from the, oh, this one still needs some gems. I'll have to get those added. Here, we can do it now. So let's go back. We'll add some blue on this one. So slide and stick. And these gems are a little bit translucent, so they're clear. You can see the color through them. So I actually love how they kind of coordinate with whatever you're doing. So these are the blue gems. You can see what they look like here. And blue is one of our colors. But when you put them onto the Designer Series paper, the color of the paper comes through a little bit, and it just sort of cinches that color match up a little tighter even. So here is our card here. I've stamped some more on the inside with our gift card holder. And then I have one more example to share with you. This one features the larger of the 3 die cut embossed images. So you can stamp, you can die cut, you can stamp and not die cut, you can die cut and not stamp. Like, there's really endless possibilities to how you want to use these Changing Leaves dies. And they are beautiful for fall, so they make great Thanksgiving cards or all kinds of things for this coming up season, but also they're good for anything. I really like these as just sort of bright spring, summer, thinking of you, a little note to brighten your day, right? Who doesn't need that? So, all right. So I actually also wanted to talk to you guys. This, you might notice that I'm not actually live today. This is a pre-recorded video. We're in New York visiting schools with my sons, looking at colleges. And I wanted to let you know that there's just a little cool bonus for orders during the month of August. So as part of my LovenStamps Perks Points, you get a tutorial set. So it's a set of 4 video and written PDF tutorials for projects. If you place an order any size in a month, you get LovenStamps monthly tutorials. You also, if your order is $50 or more, get the card kits for those mailed to you in the mail. So because in August of 2024, I am like out of town more days than I'm in town. We have people coming home from summer jobs. We have people visiting colleges. We have people going away to college and moving into apartment spaces. We have all kinds of crazy going on. I decided that we have a very large library of past monthly tutorials, and those are available on my Etsy shop, which is LovenStamps Card Mart, I think is the name of it. So there's a link in the video description. But if you place any size order with me during the month of August, I will send you a $10 coupon that you can use to pick any tutorial that you want from my tutorials in the Etsy shop, the LovenStamps Card Mart Etsy shop. So it is custom tutorial month here, so you will get to pick exactly the tutorial you want, and then you can get it for free from there. So you also, if your order is $50 a month, will get in the mail a pack of card kits, and it will be one of a past Stamps in the Mail Club or LovenStamps monthly tutorials. So it'll be everything that you need. The stamp sets might not be one you have on hand, but that is totally fine. You can easily adapt these kits to stamps that you have on hand, just like on this Changing Leaves card. You could do this with literally anything. It could be a Christmas card, it could be a smiley face card, it could be florals. Basically, you're just going to change out that main image for what you want to use. But the paper and the cardstock and so forth are all going to be included in that kit. So I promise it will be a fun one. You'll like them. And so that's just a little different for this month. You can learn more with the link in the video description about that. And I hope you guys are excited. I'm kind of excited. I think that'll be really fun. And I mean, you get to pick which one you want. So if you've missed one of the LovenStamps monthly tutorials, then this is your chance to go back and snag that. So if you want to preview them, you can use the link in the video description too. So that is our project for today with Changing Leaves. I will not be here on Thursday, so watch for some fun things to be posted, but I won't have a video for you on Thursday. But I will be back the next week on the 13th, so